about me.
Yeah, we're live.
Oh, it sounds like you went live.
We're live.
I think we're live. All right, we're gonna drop you off, John. Thanks, John.
Thanks, John.
Cool. We're on. We're live.
We're live. That was a little bit of a journey. So
Wow.
Thank you, John's Comics with Kids, for saving us on the side.
That's, yeah. With friends like that, who needs... What? I don't know what the saying is.
Enemies.
That's probably the wrong saying.
No.
So, okay, here we go. Now I brought up the chat.
Great.
We already have people.
And I have the chat up also.
Okay. So thanks everyone for showing up. This was our second attempt at our second video live. I don't know what happened. I set the live schedule for 6. There's some encoding problem that we're having. So we'll have to do our homework and just, go from there and maybe schedule another one next week and see if that works. But we decided to go live with this video. We'll just update the details. I had a bunch of links to people's channels, people that support us.
We can add the links though.
Yeah, we can add the links to this one. So we'll just update this video to look like the last one. But we appreciate everyone showing up. Who have we got? Just a recap, Rod, thank you for turning up. I think you're after us. I'm not sure. I think maybe Big Lion Cat's on after us with his auction. But Rod will be on at 8, I believe, with his Coast to Coast live stream. That's 8 EST, Eastern. So yeah, wow. I Got Issues is here. Who else we have? Stay Puff is in the chat. Thank you guys for showing up. So what we're going to do today, we're going to pretty much keep it to before 7. So we have about 45 minutes at the most, tops. I want to do a few shout outs to some people that have been super supportive. And there's some great content out there. I think we spend more time on YouTube these days than we do watching regular television, and we're pretty television oriented.
We have
people.
Been
Movies are, we always watch movies. We always watch good shows on Hulu and Netflix. We ditched cable a while ago, but it seems like YouTube, it's full of real people doing real things, enjoying the same, similar hobbies and interests, and we get so much more enjoyment out of that than just watching some random show that's about fictitious characters. Even though we love reading comic books and watching those shows, I think it just means more to watch other people that love what we love. For instance, last night Whitewhale Comics and I Got Issues had a live stream talking about how comics have really helped support them and through stressful times. And I think that goes for everybody. When you go through stress, you just pick up something that kind of distracts you from that. But that was a great show. I think the best show that I've seen on YouTube, I think, since I started watching YouTube. So we're going to put the details of that in our description, but definitely go watch it. That was awesome. The boy who had 7, he's been so supportive. I'm sure you guys all know who he is, and I'm sure you have received the same support and encouragement that we have. Incredible guy. Seems like he has a great family. The same with John's Comics with Kids. He just showed up right now and taught us how to maybe troubleshoot our video. We had other problems that were beyond our control, so he helped us just like that. Love it. So go follow him. We normally watch John Comics with Kids on a Saturday morning. This morning we we missed it. We slept in. It was a late night. It's been a big week.
Big week.
So tonight we have Big Lion Cat. He's a cool guy. He's got a great channel. He's just finished a contest, I believe. I need to find out who the winner was, but he was having a contest. But he has an auction tonight. I believe it starts at 7 Eastern. Just a Rican Rod. He's on at 8. Go check those guys out. The Coast to Coast shows every week, I believe, and that's a lot of fun. Someone else I'd like to shout out is Big Will. Somehow, Boy Who Had 7 got inspiration from Big Will and to shout us out, and so it's kind of like that domino effect. But I think he has a show tomorrow with John's Comics with Kids, maybe 11 Pacific, I believe the time is. But if it's different than that, just let us know. Yeah. Oh, and then I think next Thursday, Boy Who Had 7 is on Thanatos's channel to talk about the Green Lantern. And I just started reading that Secret Origins series. I have that right here. The Green Lantern Secret Origins story. I picked up all 6 or 7 parts for $2 each at LCS. So I'll probably read this and give it to Delphia if she wants to read it before the show next week. But they'll be talking about the Green Lantern, and that actually lines up with our cosplay plans. Now, we're in a group for Dragon Con. We cosplay once a year for Dragon Con, and we're in a group that we've decided that this year we're going to be doing all the colors of all the Green Lantern cores, so the orange and red and, the Star Sapphires. And so we decided that, we actually ended up getting orange and pink, the Star Sapphire. So I'm going to be cosplaying, what is that? Love. If you can see.
Free?
Yeah. Larfleeze is the Agent Orange, and he represents greed. So he wants it all to himself. There's no orange Lantern core, I believe. I haven't read it, so it's all new to me. But I found these comics and to get some inspiration. Delphia is going to be Star Sapphire. And so the Secret Origins kind of fits in between the Star Sapphire story just prior to that, I believe. And then right after the Secret Origins, it heads into Blackest Night. And, as I said, we haven't read it yet, so we're not really sure what to expect, but it looks pretty cool.
Just Rican likes your shirt, I think.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
My Avengers shirt?
Mm-hmm. Christmas
present. So what else do we have? I've been thinking about another cosplay idea for the year. And I don't know if you guys have been reading the Black Order. That's number 3. Number 2, it's awesome. I really, honestly, I recommend this highly. And in the 3rd one, where is it? I like showing panels in comics because this is very this is what got me interested in doing this guy. Nova shows up. He's a big part of this Black Order storyline. Nova shows up, and he's just an amazing looking character. And so I've decided that I'm going to try and cosplay as Nova. I think his armor, his helmet, and all the lights on his armor and in his helmet should really work well with cosplay. If you have LEDs in your cosplay, then that just it it makes it that much better.
Oh yeah, you always need lights. We have 11 people in the chat,
Nice.
so that's awesome.
Thanks everyone for showing up.
Thanks for showing up. Just a Rican, Stay Puff, John's Comics with Kids. I Got Issues. Let's see who else. Discover Bay Comics. Thanks for posting our video, and so we really appreciate that.
JB, I chatted with him yesterday and said, "Hey, is it too late to show up on your what is it, the schedule?" And he said, "No problem. Just get it to me, and we'll."
So we also got we also got Jeff Comic 8813. We also have Mr. Gerald, Bake the Snake, Soldier Only, Fuchsia Only. So we really appreciate the couple support coming out.
Yeah, we're sorry we missed you guys' show earlier. I think it was at 4 Eastern. We've been getting ready for this one. It's a little bit of a mission to get these videos up and posted and ready. Okay.
I think that's everyone.
So we got a bunch of packages this week, and we figured we would wait till our show to show what we got. Do you want to hold these up?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Back when Uncanny X-Men came out, I got wowed by the J. Scott Campbell set of 6, so I ended up ordering them, and two of them came up not signed. I asked for them to be signed, but 2 came up unsigned. I had to send them back, and so we got these 2 back to this week. The Rogue Gambit signed with certificates, but I guess that means green label, right? If it's signed and CGC's not there, then that's what you get. We also have been ordering from a bunch of different stores, just to see, which one is the better one to get online. We didn't end up deciding. We decided to not go with Unknown anymore. They're kind of a bit slow. But I got my last bunch of books from Unknown Comics. Thankfully, they came. So I ended up with, this is how late these comics came. This is back from November. But I've got a couple of those. The Spawn, the black and white. I still haven't opened this to see if this is the error or not. Maybe they replaced them with the corrected black and white. But supposedly the error was that some of the panels are colored or something. So I got a couple of those. I will see in a little bit if they're not the error ones. Got the ASM 10 with Black Cat. Couple of those.
Bake the Snake said, "Holy crap, there's an animal behind you." I'll get
It's a big animal. This is our mascot.
It's Archer. He's been in a couple of my Instagram photos on Delphia Spark, so he makes an appearance every once in a while. But he's always right with us.
Yeah, he's a pug. We have 2 pugs. This is another book I got from Unknown. Oh man, I got a bunch of those. So that's what I got from Unknown. There's one other package I got. Crazy story. I won Comic Tom 101's extra box for January. I think every month he tells everyone to throw in the hashtag for the month. I threw mine up and posted it. And then he pulled my name and Sasquatch. He won second prize. And they sent a box. I guess it got stuck in the snow for a while. But it showed up this week. And
Just Rican said he wanted a pug, but his wife was really scared of their eyes.
Oh, really?
I guess they're pretty
Because
fuzzy.
they're like all bugged out. Oh, here, hold that. That's. I think one of these books, I Got Issues, is wanting, but I'm gonna have to give it to my lovely wife. Sorry for the noise. What did we get? What did we get? Shall we finish with this one or start with this one?
I can finish with that.
Okay. What do we got?
Oh, wow.
Happy wife, happy life, Rod says. It's true.
I think that's just being smart.
It is.
But I think it goes both ways. I think happy partner, happy life.
Yeah. Happy household, happy life.
Happy pugs, happy fish.
Okay.
Cool.
So what did we get in our extra box from Comic Tom? Oh, this is a good start. Oh, that one. You guys see that? Middle West. The variant cover.
I Got Issues says, what did he say? Oh, he said, Tom.
Tom thought you were really giving me the book.
Oh. And Mr. Girl said, you're so greedy. You should share with the boys.
I think Andrew should share his load with the boys, so to speak.
Oh, I don't know. That was, you're talking about the comics.
Yes. He found some person with a bunch of comics, really good comics, and got them for cheap, essentially. We got True
I Got
Believers.
Issues, I agree.
True Believers Wolverine. This will go with my other True Believers stack. That's pretty cool.
That's cool.
I've never heard of this one. And DC, I'm not much of a DC reader, but this one's called JLA Foreign Bodies. If anyone knows what that is, and if it's any good, let me know. I'll crack it out.
Interesting.
More DC, man. It's like the universe is telling me to read DC. You need catching up. The nailed it. Book 1 of 3. We have a Marvel comic, Excalibur, number 117. Not very familiar with this series. They're all saying read the Mr. Miracle.
Chester Rican said, DC is good, man.
Got to give it a chance, right? Wonder Man. Dead again. Apparently he died. And then he's dead again. Oh, an old. Here we go. Needs some cleaning, but we got an old Superman. That's pretty cool. Not sure I got a book that old in any of my other mail calls, but that's pretty neat. And last for the raw books, we have Thor, number 615. Thor would be a great cosplay. I see a lot of people cosplaying Thor, and he's got lights as well. If you have lights in your cosplay, then you win.
John, it's $8 on the Superman. It says $8.
It's
It looks
$8.
but it looks like a yard sale sticker. So
Yeah.
like someone was selling it for $8.
Neat. And so this is the book that Issues wants.
Oh, he can't have that. I claimed that like way long ago. So
Happy wife, happy life.
we do love Issues, and
Mm-hmm.
we will, do what we can. But this is not it.
Oh, John said he was trying to figure out where that book was from, what era. Nice. Oh, Rod wants a slab too. So this looks pretty cool. Delphia's a big Wonder Woman fan.
Yeah, I mean, if it was something else, honestly, of like same enthusiasm that wasn't a character I really loved, I wouldn't really care. But I do have a pretty extensive Wonder Woman collection, old and new. So
I don't know what it says. Give them a chance to read what it says. It's backwards for us, so 70s Wonder Woman, Stay Puft said.
mm-hmm.
So, well, this was worth it.
Married Without Issues.
Yeah, I got the mystery mail call from September, I think. January, I decided, I could better spend the money somewhere else, like at our LCS. They have tons of back issues and they price them really well, mostly $1 and $2. Mm-hmm. Even some of the minor keys are $3, $5.
John, here's Archer.
Sorry. He's a big snorer.
Sorry.
So, but this was really the icing on the cake. I threw my name in the hat and it got pulled out. So, yeah. Luck like John. Have a bunch of luck.
John said it's cute.
What else? So that's our unboxings. We revealed.
All that?
Yep, sure did.
Cool.
We revealed what we're cosplaying as. So I'll be Larfleeze, the Orange Lantern. Delphia's going to be.
Yeah. So to show kind of what I'm going to be. So that was one of your books. So basically, we have a group of friends that comes into town for Dragon Con every year from Nashville. And they asked us to participate in this Lantern Corps group cosplay. And we've never done a group cosplay before, not intentionally. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be really new for us, but we're really excited about it. So we've been trying to kind of get some ideas from comic books with the characters that will be at Dragon Con. And so for me, I got the Star Sapphire.
For inspiration.
So I think, cosplaying really gives me, and probably you as well, like an opportunity to really come out of our shell. When you're dressed as another character and you're not just walking around as yourself, then you have conversations you might not normally have with people. Mm-hmm. And I think that, that's a big part of what makes it so awesome.
Yeah, and random people will either shout out your character's name. Well, they obviously don't know who you are, but, I got people shouting out Moon Knight last year. And it's great because, sometimes you don't think people will know who you are. Mm-hmm. And they do. Even the most obscure cosplays, some people will come up to them and still know who they are.
And then this is my other Star Sapphire. So just a close-up. And I really get into the details of the cosplay. So I wanted to, be able to see down to the eyelash, what's going on. So I can try to recreate it. I think this year, I haven't done this before. Typically, I've done more like inspirational type cosplays where I take pieces of a character and then make it into your own. Dave and I have had this conversation, but it's really, really, really hard to do a remake because then you're basically building every piece from scratch.
Yeah.
But this year, I really want to try to do a remake. So that's what I'm going to be striving for with my Star Sapphire. And I'm either going to do Star Sapphire or I'm going to do a Wonder Woman version of the Star Sapphire. So she was Star Sapphire for a little bit. And Dave was so kind as to get me the Blackest Night Wonder Woman set. So I have
1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, 1, 2, and 3.
But that really is the cover that shows her off.
Yeah, and then this one has zombies on it. Dave loves zombies.
Big time. I'm a huge zombie fan. I have so many novels.
Walking Dead.
I still need to get all of the Marvel zombies, but, that'll come with time. Oh, Issues said he's going to follow us around and scream out Delphia and Ka-chung.
Oh, okay.
Because he'll know who I am.
Oh, right. Yeah, I don't think maybe someone will know. So we actually ran into someone last year at Dragon Con that Dave was already following on YouTube before we really got into YouTube. What's her name? Is it
from
Craft?
Craft and Geek, Jackie something. Jackie from Craft and Geek. Eric is the other person in. They do amazing cosplays.
Mm-hmm.
I think they have their own channel, amazing content.
Seem like really nice people too.
Yeah. So we do our own stuff, but we follow a lot of other cosplayers and get good ideas, tips, tricks, what materials to use, what not to use. Some materials are good for specific purposes, and some materials aren't. So it helps to follow some of the really good cosplayers to get some ideas.
What you aspire to be.
Yeah.
But this is the last of the Blackest Night that I have. So
yet to read it. So
yeah, I haven't read it, and as far as I'm fairly new to the comic collecting hobby. I've always been a collector of sorts. I have like pop culture things and other collecting things. I also like to collect antique and furniture, which has nothing to do with comics, but I already innately have that collecting nature inside of me. But
we were talking about that last night. She was like, "Oh, all these awesome pieces I have in the house. It's like my comics."
I know, like when I got them, what I paid for them, and so for me, I've always been a collector at heart. But I want to start reading some more of these comics for sure, just so I understand a better backstory to a lot of these characters. I have a good baseline for most of the characters,
Mm-hmm.
and as far as I've always watched all of the comic movies, and I have a lot of the comic paraphernalia, so I definitely have a good baseline, some of the old cartoons, but getting deeper into some of these storylines is something that I want to do. So I got the Wonder Woman Rebirth line, the whole run except for a few, and I plan on reading through that, and also jumping on the Green Lantern for book club as well.
Secret origin story. Issues has had to leave. He said that he's got to go feed his child.
Aww.
John said, "You two are cosplay badasses." That's nice, John. Appreciate the hard work and perseverance. Yeah, we got a long road ahead for this year. Dragon Con's it's in Labor Day weekend, so the start of September, end of August. Usually we start sometime in June, and that's that's too late, I think. If we really want to do well. So we're going to get a good start. It's February. Start on our costumes, and we'll show progress as we go. That should be fun.
So I wanted to also highlight, outside of our cosplay, some of the other things that I grabbed at my LCS today. And I grabbed a lot more than this, but these were just kind of what I pared it down to. And I actually grabbed this really cool Sharky cover. And I got this because Tank Collects actually did a contest on Instagram earlier this week, and I won. It was the first contest I think I've ever won ever, so that was pretty cool. There were only 5 people in it, but I don't care. And
you still won.
I still won, so I was super excited about that. But he wanted everyone to guess what his pick for the week was, and his pick was this Sharky comic. So
we got John's luck.
We are getting a little bit of John's luck. You're pretty lucky too, though. Yeah, both of you guys pretty lucky. And then I got a couple of. This one is sort of yellow, but not quite.
There's a real buzz of the yellow covers.
The yellow covers
after that show with Issues and.
That's good. You can see it.
JD and Tony Sanders.
So this comic is a really, really cool comic for the very reason that this year and date were a big year and date for me in my life. And it's something that I don't talk about a whole lot, but in this same theme of last night's episode with Issues and Whitewhale, which was, just a really revealing, honest, brave conversation to have. But for me, so the year of 96, my older sister passed away, and we were really, really close. we were only 5.5 years apart. And this comic was actually released the month and year of her birthday and her death day. So this was a
special find.
A special find. And then Dave actually, I'll grab my favorite covers and then I'll ask Dave to check and see when those if those comics are worth us getting, because I started with 3 short boxes and was only going to stick with 3, and then I went to 4, and now I'm at 5. So that is
everyone in this chat knows exactly what we're talking about.
That is the reality of my comic collecting. So, but regardless, I really do. I have to kind of par it down because, I have some books in there, I'm sure, that I don't need, or that, I'm just not that interested in. And that's why I'm going to start reading them, just because I want to get the runs of stuff that I really, really like. Unless it's a cover that's, thick, then I might just get it. But this one, Dave looked up afterwards, Kachung looked up afterwards, and it was actually worth a little bit of money.
Yeah. I mean, I saw it on Go Collect. I think they had it for $40 as a 9.8.
So good find.
Worth a few bucks.
Got it for $3.
More for sentimental reasons.
So, but more for sentimental. But I said we should maybe possibly do an episode just talking about comics that people maybe get or collect more because of a certain time in their life, or because of an event or a date, whether it was a marriage or a baby, or if people even do that.
I think, so I was inspired by JD doing his show on his birthday books, birth month. So I've amassed a list of books that came out the month that I was born. And so that's going to be a long haul, but, it's interesting. It's just something else to, aspire to collecting, just because it means something, and that's one of the reasons why we collect, because they mean something to us for whatever reason that is. It doesn't have to be just because they're amazing value, or I'll get a lot of money if I flip this. That's not why, most comic collectors collect comic books. It's more the worth than the value.
Yeah, I definitely agree. So that could be interesting. And then my last cosplay. So a lot of times I've been told, especially I feel like when I'm in cosplay mode, that I should do a black cat. So I like Black Cat. I think she's pretty cool. And Dave and I were actually talking about this the other day. Like, is she, more good than bad? And, you used a really good term to describe her. I'm putting you on the spot a little bit. Sorry.
I don't know. Well, she's brave. She's a cat burglar, right?
But, is it like the anti-villain?
Yeah, she kind of walks the line between being a villain and being a hero. Our last video, I talked about her being, her and Spider-Man getting married, but it was, never really meant to be. But the fact that they were both superheroes was, a good thing in their relationship. But, in the real story, he takes off his mask and she's like, ugh. He's actually a real person and he's not a superhero. I mean, he's a superhero, but I think that reality kind of, turned her off, and, she didn't want to go out with him anymore.
So those are pretty cool. And
Decal. I'm not sure what that guy artist's name is, but they're pretty cool.
And then this one. And then the last thing that I got from my LCS today, I got 2 really cool yellow covers. So I know everyone loves a good yellow cover. It's Amazing Spider-Man and the Hulk. And a Swamp Thing.
Our LCS has some amazing
back issues. The Saga of the Swamp Thing, sorry.
We always find some good stuff.
Yeah, they always have. They're always really good about refreshing their boxes, and I also feel like they have a really wide range of customers that come in there. They have really young people. They also just have people that are getting into comics, and then they have people that are coming in specifically on that hunt for, you know, a particular run or a particular comic. And they're also well educated in the world of comics in different ways.
Yeah.
That if you ask them for a book or a character, they can just go right to the box and
pull it out for you.
Yeah,
like
pull it out. No matter what. They like take care of every customer like they're a top customer, which is amazing.
Yeah. Last week I asked to see if they had the Secret Origins for Green Lantern, and he went straight to it, pulled them all out. They had them all done, sold. Cool. Well, we were going to show you some other things as far as the cosplay materials that we use, but we can save that for another video. You know, it makes sense. I think we had Boy Who Had 7 was in here. Good to see you, Boy Who Had 7. Thank you for the shout out the other day. It was really, really nice of you. Just happened to be in the chat. So, yeah, I think that's about it for today. We want to make sure that we stop in time for the other shows that are coming on. Appreciate your support. Thank you, John, again for helping us.
Oh, thanks, John.
And Charlie, apparently, according to the chat, Charlie loves Archer.
Aww.
And she was having fun listening to him snoring. Well, that's probably going to be regular because he does not live without being in the middle of us. So wherever we are, he is. Harley does her own thing. But every time we'll do a video, I'm sure he will be here. So,
thanks, Stay Puff. We really appreciate it. Well, thanks,
Thank
everyone. And we will actually be in some other chats later this evening.
Yeah.
Just catching up on some of the shows and watching the live streams and some of the replays on the ones that we didn't see when we were at the LCS earlier today.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys. See you in the YouTube world. I appreciate you being here.